Happy Monday, y'all, and welcome back to your new favorite podcast, Hustle Haven. We are your beautiful hosts. I am Taisha Renee.
I'm River the Realtor.
And this week, we are getting into money management. I mean, as an entrepreneur, what more do you need?
Cash rules everything around.
If your goal is to not make money, then you may be in the wrong line of business.
For sure.
So let's jump right into it. As an entrepreneur, it's important that you learn the skill early on about the importance of not only making money, but what to do when you get
the money.
Okay? What to do when you get the money. But I do feel like there is a misconception that when you enter entrepreneurship, you just automatically going to be rich.
You know what it is, though? It's social media. Y'all favorite rapper or something drops his new sock line. They see, we sold out in the first 10 minutes. You I'm selling socks. I'm finna... No, babe. No, beloved.
But you do have those people who kind of just, jump into whatever industry it may be, and they kind of just blow up.
And I think that is true. I think it does come from having a certain level of support or having a certain following. But it's I think when you jump out the gate with something and you're already someone who has a big support system around you, they're going to buy it just to support you. But then what happens when you re-up for your next drop?
Right.
Okay, babe, we supported you the first time. We're not going to keep on supporting you.
I don't need it right now.
Right. So what's your strategy?
Buying. Yeah. So what are you doing to continue the sales? So let's first talk about in the meantime, in between time, while you're waiting for money, what can you be doing?
Saving it. No,
saving the money that you do have.
I think that's the thing. I think another part of that, right, is you make a lot of money. Let's say you do jump off the porch. You start making all this money. People's first instinct is, I'm going to buy me a Birkin. No, you need to go buy you an assistant or something that's going to help you leverage more business. I think when you first make we call it your first big check. Your first major time doing something as an entrepreneur where you see some return on your investment, that money is not for you to go trick it off at magic.
Okay.
That money is for you to put back into your business.
And to continue to grow it. What's the golden rule? If you cannot afford to buy it twice or 3 times, you cannot afford to buy it.
That means if you have one Birkin, you did it wrong. You should have 3.
How much are Birkins anyway?
They got 40 bands.
Oh, I would never.
Look, let me be quiet because I'm speaking on a whole thing.
A whole other level. That's not.
But I think it's $40,000. I think that's the truth. If you can only afford it one time, you shouldn't have it.
Yeah, that's my rule. I don't even buy anything if I can't afford it 2 times. So my tip for saving is, and I've said it before, apps that save for me.
Yep.
I think as a beginner, if you are not good at putting your money in places that it needs to be, you need to have things that force it to go there.
For sure.
So if you're still working your job, there's an option to have a certain amount of money put into a savings account that's not your check. You don't have no control over it. Then you have these apps like Orbitum where every day they take a small amount of money for your rainy day.
Yeah.
Where it may be I'm short on my rent this month. Oh, I have this app that's been taking out $10, $15, every other day. Every day. It's not every other day. Every day. So I can use this for my rainy day. You need to have things where if you're not good at physically taking that money out of your account yourself for the right reason, you may need to look into options where it is forcibly
I think let's even take it a step further, even take it a step back. I think you have to remember that the money that you make from your business is not your money.
Right.
That is your business money. So my business is River Bonds and Associates. When River Bonds and Associates makes $5,000, River did not make $5,000, right? It's money for your business. And I think it starts there. Making sure the money that comes into your business is divvied up the right way. So, okay, this is how much I allocate towards my paycheck. This is how much I allocate towards.
When you say my paycheck to you.
Well, River Bonds and Associates pays me. I'm the owner. I get paid. I'm on the payroll. But how much money are you allocating towards whatever it is you're going to make as the owner of your business, right? How much of this is going to go back into new merchandising? How much of this is going to go back into new systems and updates and things like that? You have to really have logistics behind the money you spend. And don't just think, oh, my business made $10,000. I'm going to put that in my personal account and go to Cabo.
Right. Really? Your business made $10,000, but I only made $1,000.
Literally.
I only made $1,000. How do you separate your funds when you're saving in a certain percentages? I know a lot of people are really strict on, I made X amount of dollars. This money is going here. 30% is going here. 20% is going here. 10%. Do you do that?
So I think I used to do that when I'm new in my business. And I think that's a good tip for when you're new in your business. I think because you're not really on a consistent income flow, percentages work, right? So when I was new in my business, I would say, 50% automatically to savings, 15% from my personal paycheck, 25% towards my next business initiative, whatever that looks like.
And don't forget your taxes.
Get the camera off me.
Did you forget the taxes?
Get the camera off me. Get it off. No, I
Don't forget your taxes.
But literally, and don't forget your taxes, because it really does. Taxes hurt. As an entrepreneur, it does hurt. So allocate that. But I think when my money was not as consistent, I did do percentages. I get paid pretty consistently, even though it's not the same amount monthly. I make a minimum threshold every month. And so because of that, I allocate a certain dollar amount to how much I get paid as a business owner, how much I allocate towards my business. I have people on my payroll, so like media staffing, production, that kind of stuff. But I think when you're doing your business, you should definitely allocate percentages on every check.
That's so insane, because I am the complete opposite. When I was just starting off as an entrepreneur, mind you, remember I said I did not know that we needed to have all of this money saved up before I jumped into this.
I did not know that. But I do what I want to do.
I did not know. So when I literally started making money, the money just had to go where the money had to go. It had to go wherever I could put the money. Like, okay, my bills are this. Of course, first, the bills are out the way. I got somewhere to live. I got somewhere to stay. I got some food on the table. Gas in my car.
Barely food on the table, but we eating.
But we're eating. I got that out the way. Now I need to continue to grow my business. I did in the beginning. I feel like I put more toward it than I should have.
Good point.
Because I didn't look at, you have to look at what is bringing in your business. Like, why am I investing in Facebook ads if I'm not getting no leads from Facebook? Why am I not putting it? If my main source of income is my sphere of influence, why am I not doing something to show my appreciation for my sphere of influence? I think as a new entrepreneur, I put my marketing dollars into places that were not benefiting my business the way I had hoped. But then, that goes with the course of learning. Like, what is helping my business and what is not. So I think for me,
part of the safe space that we're in is us telling y'all we did wrong. I think you hit the nail on the head. Your marketing dollars shouldn't go where my marketing dollars go. I think one thing we talk about all the time that's crazy, like her business is super based off of her sphere.
People I know.
The people I know be like, girl, say that house thing for another time. My sphere of influence doesn't really impact my business as much as like my networking or like my digital marketing strategies do. And so it's like, figure out what works for you before you go dumping dollars into stuff. A lot of people, their first instinct, what's the first place people go to?
Social media.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to spend $500 on a photo shoot.
I'm about to say photo shoots,
girl, nobody want to see you.
Okay, go get that iPhone and get that tripod and get you a picture at Shops at Buckhead and you good to go.
And make it work. Like, I think the allocation is a big issue with new entrepreneurs, because we're so quick to say like, oh, I need this type of presence on social media. It got to be like this. It got to be like that, because that's what this person did and that's where their success comes from. You have to understand your business before you can properly allocate those dollars. And so I think to your point, like when we talk about percentages, figure out what that percentages look like. But before you go spend that money on something, figure out what actually works for your business.
Yeah, and of course you're not going to figure that out until you actually do it. Like, of course, when I was spending the money, I was like, ooh, I'm about to get all the leads. Like, it's about, I need to invest all this money so I can get this. Of course, you're not going to really know it until you do it. I would just say, instead of you investing $500 into it, maybe start off with $50. Maybe like lower that down until you see that it's actually
slow and steady wins the race.
Slow and steady wins the race. So I will say, when you are trying to allocate your funds and save it, just be wise. Yeah. Be smart. Kind of look at your business. Like, start documenting everything that goes on in your business early, because that'll give you a good track of, okay, I got this client from here. I got this client from here. Now I need to get 2 clients the same way.
Exactly.
I just learned that though. 3 years in, I just learned it.
I'm screaming. So I think allocation is a big thing. I think something else when it comes to actual like money management in your business is really understanding how much money your business is making and how much money your business is taking.
Yeah.
Like, you think you're in a profitable. I watch Shark Tank all the time. So one thing about me is like, if I feel like I'm not at home doing anything, I'm gonna watch Shark Tank. I feel like that's me working. It's me working my creative entrepreneurial brain. And they'll always say like, I may have did 50,000 in sales, but it took me $100,000 to get there. I feel like you have to really figure out how much you're making and then figure out how much you put in to make that money before you can even start taking money out your business. I think that's how many people go into like
debt. Because remember last year we was like, oh my God, we sell so much, but where is the money? Where is the coin? So I will say this year, I started tracking everything. I mean, from meals, if it's gas, if it's whatever I feel like is being put into my business, I have a spreadsheet that tracks exactly where that money is going. If I'm sending a Zelle, you already know I got the memo. Podcast.
Yeah.
For dinner, for lunch. Like, I need to know exactly where that is. So as a new entrepreneur, start early. Start tracking the money that you're spending, even aside from marketing. Like, if you're going to get a meal with a colleague, oh, okay, I spent $30 eating dinner, learning some new information. I spent $100 on whatever, mentorship, whatever it is. Like, track everything you're doing so that over time you don't lose more than you're making, you know?
Absolutely. And I think especially kind of like with the misconception you talked about, like, you don't always just jump in making like this influx of money. If that was the case, like, my life would look a lot different. Ladies. Okay. Like, I jumped in here thinking like, yes, where my coin, where my money. And even though I had the mindset, my wallet was just like running behind me, trying to catch up with where my brain was going. I think that's totally fine. I just think that you have to come in thinking like, I'm starting from ground zero. This is not like a W-2 job where they're like, okay, well, as long as you do your 40 hours,
you get paid. Because
like,
you ain't getting paid.
You
Even
might
if you
do
400
hours and still not get paid. So it's like, come in with the mentality of, okay, I am broke. My business is broke.
I'm getting out the mud.
I'm getting out the mud, and be okay with making some money before trying to go spend some money. Your business may not be profitable for, I don't know. You said you got your license.
6 months.
I would say 6 months. I got my license in, let's say, January of 21. I sold my first house in March, but I think by then I was so backed up in debt. That closing went to nothing. I had bills, I had everything, and I didn't close again until September. So it was just like
from March to September.
So it was just kind of like
it was no brunching that summer.
No, well,
you still was brunching, but for the people who are listening, no brunching that summer.
I serve a God that I don't know if y'all know him, but I was brunching that whole summer.
He
works
I don't know miracles on me.
I don't know whose dime it was on, but I did. So I think just allocate and make it make sense. Like you're not gonna be profitable when you jump off the porch. It is okay.
It's okay.
Just wait in your house.
So you personally, like, what are your tactics to saving your coin?
I would say, okay, I think my number one thing for saving is, one, like I said, watching, right? Because I think you make all this money and then you end up not, or you think you're not making any money, you end up making a lot of money. So I think the first thing is me watching and figuring out, okay, how much money I'm actually saving. My second thing is allocation, but my biggest thing is separation, y'all. And please write this one down. I separate my funds. I have like 5 different accounts, and here's why. I have my personal business account, and that is where I call like my allowance. That's the money that I spent on frivolous things. Oh, Taisha, you want to go to brunch? You want to hookah? That's coming out of one account, right? And then I have personal savings. That's for me saving up for personal things that I want, but I'm just not ready to give. One thing about me, I can make all the money in the world, y'all. I'm still like cheap.
I'm cheap.
So,
I'm so cheap.
Oh, I might see something that's $1,500, and I got $1,500, but it's that this right here.
It's the fact of me giving you $1,500.
Putting it in your hand. I don't want you to have my $1,500, but I have like my personal savings again for things or vacations, things that I want to do in my personal life, but I want to kind of save up for it to have a little bit more cushion. Then I have my actual business account. That is everything that I make from my business. It goes there first. Like even when I sell homes, River Bonds does not get paid. Everything goes to River Bonds and Associates. All of my money goes to my business. That's one account. Then I have a savings account on there, and that is for my taxes. Taxes, y'all.
And
put
taxes
the tax money up because I can tell y'all some crazy tax stories. IRS, close your ears. And I think the last account that I have is like my bill account, right? I put X amount of dollars in this one particular account because I know how much I pay in bills every month.
Right.
If that account gets overdrawn, something is wrong. I done left the lights on too long because the light bill too high or something like that. But I have to separate all my money out because I think the worst thing I ever did was kind of keeping it all in one place. Oh, I'm gonna go to brunch and pay Georgia Power out this one account.
Yeah.
Now I'm at brunch and it's like, well, hold on. I only got money for one or the other. And I don't know how we got there. So I think understanding the savings is one thing, allocating is the next thing, but separating it out and really knowing like, okay, this is how much is for this is for that. And never, what's the word they use in real estate? Commingle. Don't commingle your funds, y'all. That's like the biggest thing. One, you will get into some trouble, but two, you will get confused about, just where your money is.
Same. I actually have so many accounts, and I'm not going to lie to you. Every morning I wake up, the first thing I do is check all of my bank accounts. I got scammed in New York, y'all. They took all my money. And since that day, that was like 7 years ago, you will not take any more money. But I check all of my accounts. I have my personal, which I do pay my bills. Like my everyday bills comes out my personal, and that's where my 9 to 5 check goes. My personal bills, shopping, whatever. I do have my overall savings account, which is just saving, I don't really know, rainy day emergency funds. Then I have Orpison. I'm highly speaking on Orpison, where it takes out small amounts every day, depending on how much money you got in your bank account.
And that used to be Acorns, right?
No, it used to be something else.
Digit.
It used to be Digit.
Okay. I had that, but there ain't no money in it.
I stopped it. I paused it. I used that though for my birthday. I was like, I want to let me just save up so the end of the year I can buy myself something really nice.
Okay, so fun fact, both our birthdays are in December. My birthday just passed. Her birthday is coming up. And I'm like that too. So like we went to Miami for my birthday last year, and in my little like Digit account, I was like, we need a boat. I don't know why I thought we was getting on the boat in December, but that's what I told myself. And I let that money like accumulate. And I think that's like a really, really good thing.
Yeah, that's because like you said, I'm cheap. I am very cheap all throughout the year. Like I cannot pay a certain amount of money. I just can't do it. So at the end of the year, I'm going to splurge. Like maybe I want to get me some Chanel sneakers. Like maybe I want to get myself something nice. Go on a trip. I don't know. I don't care.
Whatever it is.
At the end of the year, I am doing something nice for myself because I really deserve it. But I have to, I have to deserve it. Like, did I work hard enough for this?
And I think as a business owner, you got to have that. I think one last thing I definitely want to talk about. We kind of talked about taxes, but I think I want to reemphasize this. As a business owner, filing your taxes looks a lot different than when you were working W-2. Like when you're W-2,
somebody else to do it.
I'm going to just tell you, do as I say, not as I do.
Get somebody else to do it.
At the end of the year, like when you're a W-2 worker, you work in like a corporate company, they give you your W-2, you take it to your tax preparer, or you do it on TurboTax.
You do it on TurboTax.
You get your refund. Congratulations. As an entrepreneur, let me tell you right now, you're not getting a refund. Okay, let all of that go. What you want to do though throughout the year though is track your business expenses, right? Because there are certain things you can write off. I know there was a point in time like home office, like people who work from home, you could write off some of your home utilities, even your vehicle, under certain parameters, of course. But throughout the year, think about everything you spent for your business so that when you do file your taxes, you can write off things that are for your business and you can just be better prepared to get the taxes.
The tracker.
Track your stuff so that you are able, because if you don't, like one, you'll end up paying more in taxes because you weren't able to write stuff off because you can't prove it. So keep your receipts, keep your tracking, and be sure to you can even file it quarterly if you're somebody that has a lot of expenses, but just stay on your taxes as an entrepreneur because once it get beside you, it's going to get behind you.
It's going up.
It's going down, actually, and that's really the problem.
It's really going up because, baby, you ain't got the money to pay for it.
And I ain't got it for you either.
But I would say get a professional. Me, as an entrepreneur, like, just to make sure you're doing things right, that's some money that I'm willing to invest is to get a professional to do this for me so that I know this is just right. Because I feel like W-2 taxes and 1099 taxes are like two different ball games, and I don't want no problems. I don't want
y'all might like to fight with y'all boyfriends and stuff, but y'all do not want to fight the IRS. I'm trying to tell you, they're gonna win. They have a 99.9% win rate. Like, don't play with them in that ring because they're gonna knock your head
right.
off.
And if you're not good at tracking, like I'm an Excel girl, so I have everything in Excel. But there are apps. There are useful apps where you can take pictures of your receipts and all the things to help you track.
And let's link them. We'll link our like favorite tracking apps, budgeting apps, all of that good stuff. Cause look, y'all, the money our money organized now.
The money is organized, and that's all that matters. It may not have been organized 2 years ago, but we're here now. We're here now. The taxes are paid. So I think that's a wrap on save your coins, invest it into things that better your business, that help you get more clientele regardless of what industry you're on, and track your finances, y'all, and pay your taxes.
Yeah.
Manage your money right.
Tax. All the good things,
y'all.
It's
track, tax, and stack.
Track, tax, and stack. If y'all didn't learn nothing else, there it is. That's your gym for today.
There you go. And that's your gym for today. If you have any more questions, you want to know more on money management, comment and let us know, and maybe we'll have another episode.
Yeah.
But for now, for today, we'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
It's a wrap for you, babe. No, for real. See y'all.
Bye.